Shane Thompson, test editor for Kitesurfing Magazine here at the AWSI show. Here with two legends, Damien, Damien Girardin. Hard to get out of the, slip off
French,
the tongue.
yeah.
Designer and legend pro rider Kevin Langeree. They're here to show us your wing line.
Right, yeah.
You guys are on it, eh?
Yeah, so we decided to extend to wing riding this year. Obviously, I'm on Maui. Kevin was one of the first guys to ever jump onto a wing when the sport started. So we both like the sport and both like winging.
In the rain.
We started the first year with just kites because we had to focus on one sport.
Yeah.
But I've always been designing wings since the beginning of the sport. And so what we're super proud of is with this super wing, we have a very advanced product already. I made hundreds of prototypes already leading up to the super wing. So it's not like our super wing is like a test and we see if it works. It works really well. A few features on the wing was making them as powerful as possible per square meter. So they're very direct. The leading edge is quite stiff. The outline and the arc is all working to be as powerful as possible. So really a lot of people have been jumping on our wings and they're surprised because they had a 4.5 maybe from another brand and they get our 4.5 and they're like, whoa, it's so much more power, and they can actually ride with the 3.6 when they used to be on a 4.5. And that's really, to me and to us, really important that you have the smallest a wing as you can, because smaller wing is just more fun. And then the beauty is also that means our 6 meter can go in a wind where like some people would think they would need some of those 7, 8, 9 meter wings, but really if it's designed properly, if the tension and the arc is and the leading edge is properly designed, you don't need such a big wing.
Yeah, and the thing I like most is when you stand, you pump, and you really feel that when you pump, the wing shoots you forward instead of when you pump, it drags you downwind.
Right.
And yeah, when it pumps you forward, it means you're gonna get forward momentum, which means you're gonna get up on the foil.
To the right spot.
Exactly, right. Instead of pumping and dragging you downwind. So that's the feature I really like about the Super Wing and the overall easiness of riding.
Yeah.
And
then so one thing technically on the wings that we have is we have those seams that run, let's say radial to the wing rather than going this way. And what it does is like those seams are taking a lot of the load. So we get less stretch on the canopy. Well, this wing's been used a lot. It's the used wing, and you can see that the canopy shape is still pretty good, and it stays nice because those seams are really taking on the load, and we have a much better profile definition when you're riding because we're taking on the load nicely. So that's important. We have those windows here. They're weatherproof. They're not gonna get cold and stiff and break in the cold. They're not gonna get super soft, and when it's hot. And the main thing is that the softness, the elasticity of those is very similar to the one of the canopy. So you don't feel like the windows are really hurting the design. Right. And that's why we could go with some pretty big windows, because if the windows are too stiff when it's cold, it changes the design, and then it gets softer when it's hot. They also change the design and make the wing inferior. Those wings are, if you use that same design without the wing is just as good. So you just get extra visibility. What we have also that's quite unique is our handles here. First of all, they're longer than a lot, and the reason for that is because you can then slide your hand easily to naturally go to where what I call the center of effort is of the wing. So it's like a kite, where the bridles are. It's very important. So on the wing, if you stay with your hand too far forward, well, you're not getting the full potential of the wing. So it's important that you slide exactly where you need to be, and with the long handles, naturally you find that spot, so you get more efficiency out of your wing. They're also really stiff, and they have that nice neoprene cover that is super comfy. So it's really best of both worlds, where like it's super comfy, but at the same time it's very direct, because direct handles are just so much better for winging. You get so much more control. So. And of course, we got the neoprene here for your knuckles when you're riding in, neutral position with the wing behind your back. So yeah, overall, we're super stoked, and people have been really loving those wings. Again, they're super good low end. So very, very powerful per square meter, and that's really something that's a great advantage. So yeah, maybe we can go to the boards now.
Yeah. I'll let you do the talking, Damien.
So this is our feather 112, and we have the little feather that were originally designed for kiting, but it turns out a lot of the good good wingers are loving that little 17 and 21 that we showed earlier. And then the range goes 52, 82, 112, and 132. Similar shape as the little feather boards. A lot of bottom shaping here. The triple concave for the same reason I explained earlier on the kite boards. The idea is it gives you like almost like an extra fin when you're going at low speed, so the board tracks forward really well. And then when you do touchdown, it absorbs the water, so you don't get that much of a hard shock. The board is very soft and smooth in the water. The rays are really round, they're tucked in here. Same thing if you do a touchdown as you're edging, then the board is not going to change direction suddenly because the roundness of the rays are very soft into the water, so they don't distract your direction. And then the deck here is concave in the center. On those big boards, what the concave does too is it gives you extra flotation because you disperse more water when you're standing on the board. It's like a boat pretty much, so we don't have to have as much volume of flotation to get more flotation. Like this board, if you did the deck round, would probably be 125 liters. So you do get that flotation without having the extra weight and volume. And then the nose are convex here. Convex nose, on those boards, what's really good is like we made them as short as possible, but when you're down on your knees here, you want as much stability forward as possible. So by having the nose thicker, we've added more flotation without having to add more length. So if you try a board that would have the same shape but have a thin nose like some boards have, like surfboard shape, then the board will be sinking in the nose and it'll be a lot less easy to start with. So this is really great for low speed when you start. Once you're flying, the convex here disperses the wind better. It's better aerodynamics, and you can even see the America's Cup's boat have a similar shape on the nose, and that's a good reason for it. It's mainly aerodynamics. And also it prevents water from standing here when you're riding flat. And then the concave deck also is more comfortable than a regular flat desk or domed deck in our eyes. So yeah, and then getting into the foils, the flight attendant foils, we have the 1280 and the 1880. They are designed to take off at low speed, but also was really important for us is that you can go fast with them. So they're quite a high aspect ratio. The profiles is quite thin, so everything works in conjunction to start low, to start slow, so you get up on the foil pretty early, and then you can go quite fast. Short fuselage, so they're really maneuverable. You can turn a lot, and the foils with the winglets going up this way, and the overall shape of the wing makes it that you can really do those turns where you get close to the water. Or even when you do a mistake and you get too close to the water, they're super forgiving this way. So that's a great, easy foil. Because again, our goal with the whole range of product is make it as easy and fun as possible. We're not trying to race with those foils. We're trying to get going in the least amount of wind as possible and for the most amount of people as possible. I am not the best foiler in the world, and I can foil really well on those things. Kevin is probably one of the best foilers in the world, and he also loves those foils. So I think it's a great, range here.
So one foil for both kite and.
Yeah. So 1280 would be mainly for kiting, and the 1880 and the 1280 are good for winging and kiting. But they're also great for wake foiling, and they pump amazingly because you can see the shape here. They're very, very low amount of swept, and
a low
the
aspect.
straighter the wing makes
that's
pumping just so much better. You're so much more efficient in pumping. So it's great for winging. You got your wing down, you're on the wave, you want to catch another one without having to get your wing back up. Or you're behind a boat and you want to go around the boat because you're wake foiling, then it's those wings.
Yeah, and I think that the thing I like most is that the balance between, if you look at the shape, it very much looks like a high aspect ratio and a low aspect ratio, like right in between, right? And that's exactly what we wanted, because we wanted to make a foil that goes up and easy in lower wind, so it's easy to ride. But even on the high end, if you want to, do a speed run, you are still able to get quite a decent speed. You're not going to win any racing competitions with it, but that's definitely not what we are after with this foil. But their overall comfort and easiness of that foil really helps you progress in your riding quickly.
Amazing.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys, for
Pleasure.
taking us through that. Everybody, check out Reedin Wings and Foils. These are the most passionate designers and riders that maybe here this weekend.
All right.
Perfect.
Check it out.
See you later.
Cheers, thanks guys.
Thanks.